Tonight, the politics of posturing.
This war has been based on lies.
This is ridiculous.
Occasionally, they even send Dick Cheney. That's hardly diplomatic.
But did any of the Democratic candidates pull away from the pack? Joining me now for a little Monday morning debate quarterbacking is Democratic strategist and former advisor to Al Gore, Peter Fenn. Also with us is Christine O'Connell, president of the Faith and Flag Alliance. Hey, Peter, let me begin with you. Do you agree with my assessment that with regard to all the debates so far, not just last night, but those that came previous, there's been no winner, there's been no loser, and there's been no blood?
Well, I'll tell you, Michael, I thought there was a very clear winner last night, and that was Wolf Blitzer. I thought Wolf Blitzer did a great job. But no, seriously, I think these things are designed, Michael, not to have a lot of blood on the floor. And in fact, if there is blood on the floor, you usually have a problem, because the candidate that causes the blood from the other candidate is in trouble as well. So when you have these multi-candidate talk fests, and they only get at the most 8, 9, 10 minutes out of a 2-hour debate, it becomes very difficult.
Christine, how does someone distinguish himself or herself from the pack in a debate such as last evening? And did anybody do so from your perspective?
I absolutely think somebody distinguished themselves, herself, and that was Hillary. But first, let me say, I think they all were appealing to the vegetarians in the Democratic Party because this debate had no meat. But I will agree with you that Hillary came off very eloquent, and if there was a winner, I would say it was Hillary. But you have to pay careful attention to what she did. She was very crafty in her message. She played to both sides. She appealed to the primary and the general audience. And I'll give you a specific example. When asked if the candidate supported English as the official language, Hillary was the only one who appeared to defend her position and clarify her position, but she did it in a deceptive way. She said that the distinction between the national language and the official language would mean that if we made English the official language, we couldn't do things like print ballots in foreign languages. Well, wait, that sounds okay, but are we for printing ballots in foreign languages? And let me explain why. To be able to vote, you must be a citizen. To become a citizen, you must pass an English proficiency test. Now, that is something that Hillary is not for.
All right, my eyes are glazing over already, and all we're doing is a debate recap at this point, with no disrespect to you. I want to ask Peter. Peter, okay, how do you handle the issue of Bill Clinton? Not only if you're Hillary, but if you're one of the other candidates, because, you know, his name came up in the Republican debate, and now he comes up and he dominates the Democratic debate as well.
Well, I think Bill Clinton's an awfully popular figure amongst Democratic primary voters. And I thought that the way Hillary handled her husband and her husband's administration was the right way to go, and that she complimented him. She talked about how they tried to go after Osama bin Laden. Look, I think these things come down to who shows leadership, who's cool under pressure, who is likable. And in that sense, the conclusion that's out today is correct, which is that Hillary was likable. She was in command. Barack a little bit was as well. But, you know, one of the things, to go to your point, Michael, what we should probably have are debates on a single issue. In other words, an hour and a half on Iraq.
I think it's a great idea.
An hour and a half on health care. An hour and a half on education.
And one of my personal points of frustration, and Christine, we'll see what your reaction is to this, is the lack of dialogue. And I'm going to talk about this later tonight relative to Pakistan and Musharraf. Last night is the first debate where the name Musharraf was even uttered. I can't believe there's not some public discourse about the country and our relationship with the country where bin Laden is presumed to be hiding.
Well, just like every issue that they talked about last night, the candidates responded to public opinion and lack of substance. Again, we praised Hillary for talking about her husband, but let's think about what she said in a practical application. She said if she became president, she would send her husband around the globe as a goodwill ambassador. Well, isn't that exactly what he's already doing? And when he does that, he commands a six-figure price tag per speaking engagement. Is he going to give that up to be put on the government payroll?
Peter, do we get to a point? Peter, do we get to a point in this campaign where they are presented, the Clintons, as a twofer? And I guess there's some pun intended there, but
I think not. I mean, I think clearly you kind of know what you're getting with Clinton in terms of his skills. But Christine raises a very important point. The president has said that he will be done with, he's made as much money as he'll ever need. He will not take another nickel for giving a speech, will not be sitting on boards making money. So that when his wife is in the White House, that's it. No dough. And I think that was a very smart thing for him to say.
Is that an ultimatum? Is that a bribe he's trying to do? If you elect my wife as president, I'll give up these ridiculous speaking fees?
No, I mean, his point is...
If he believes that, why doesn't he start now?
He said that. So anyway, but look, here's the point. Here's the point about the Clintons. You have someone in Bill Clinton who is an extraordinarily gifted public speaker, an extraordinarily gifted diplomat, an extraordinarily gifted fighter for AIDS prevention.
He's the best campaigner. He's the best campaigner in the field on either side of the aisle. And Christine, I think even you would have to acknowledge that. Christine, thank you. And Peter, thank you as well.
Thanks.
We appreciate you being here.